Good morning. You've asked me to imagine that I'm giving a presentation to your recruitment and selection section about how to recruit and select people, and you've asked me to look at the difficulties the fire service may face in trying to recruit Asian people. I'm going to change the focus of the question in a subtle but extremely important way, and I'll show you why. Firstly, if you bear with me, let's go on a brief excursion into the thinking behind how you've come to this point. The government outlines the following thinking. London, and indeed the country, is made up of people from a number of different cultures and countries. They should all have a say in how things are run and be a part of decision making. Equally, public services should reflect the public they serve. If the people that deliver the public service, such as the fire service, the police or the health authority, the people that deliver the services should reflect and be representative of the general public. If that's not the case, if for example like the fire service, out of a staff of something like 50,000, you've got 500 black people, then there's a good chance that there may well be that institution might be operating on exclusive and excluding practices that are discriminatory. For some reason, for a number of different reasons, people are not joining the service because it's not including them. So what the institutions have been told, in public services specifically, is change your practices and become more open and inclusive. The government wants racial equality and an end to discrimination. You've got an organisation which is equal and fair, then throughout the employees of that organisation will be a representation of the population. So for example, in Lambeth, that I'm quite familiar with, if there's a fire brigade in Lambeth, then about a third of its workforce will be from ethnic minority communities, because in Lambeth a third of the people there are from ethnic minority communities. That's the thinking. So the government wants, particularly in the fire services case, for it to have a representative amount of Asian people in service. It remains the responsibility of the fire service to make the changes within itself to achieve that result. It's got to change. So the key point here really is that the fire service has got it wrong. It's operating in a way that excludes people, and it needs to change. It has to change, otherwise it will stay out of date and become increasingly out of date. So we start off from a position of humility and also acknowledgement that change needs to happen on the part of the fire service. So the focus then falls on 2 points, and the focus of the presentation changes in that subtle way. Firstly, the fire service asks, what are we doing which excludes the Asian community? Secondly, how can we include and welcome Asian people? And these two issues are the key. And if an organisation is asking itself those questions and working from those perspectives, then it's very likely, in my opinion, to be successful. Okay, to actually be able to find out more about how you're excluding the community, you've got to know about it. So here's a flick chart. Here's an acetate which gives a breakdown of the Asian communities in London. The results of the next census will be out summer 2003, and may show significant changes. The main groups of Asian people can be put into two categories. There's the Indians, which are Gujaratis, Indians, Punjabis and Tamils, and about a third of them in 1991 were born in this country. The other group of Asians are Pakistanis, the majority of whom are also Punjabi. Punjab is actually a region in India. The two groups are distinct in that most Pakistanis are Muslim and the majority of Indians are Hindu.